Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nancy if you're new here, and I'm a stay-at-home mom to 3 little ones. Today is the day we're tackling one of the most dreaded chores, spring cleaning. And not just any spring cleaning, I'm talking about deep cleaning the kitchen. If you think your kitchen is spotless, just wait until you see some of the disgusting hidden areas we're about to clean. Trust me. This is going to be packed with nasty corners and we're going to clean them all from top to bottom today. So let's get started. So at first I'm going to clean this trash out. I took it outside. It was a beautiful day to do that outside. And once I started looking inside of it and trying to dump the trash out, I noticed there were a lot of little crevices that I couldn't get into. So I had my husband take it all apart. And I'm so glad he took it apart because it needed a really good cleaning. There was stuck on garbage inside. So we're going to deep scrub this, wash it with some Dawn dish soap, scrub it clean, and I'm going to let it air dry outside. Yeah, show us what you got. Oops. Go ahead. You don't know how it works. Tim, show me yours. Okay, so after cleaning the trash outside, I'm back inside now, and we're going to start with the stove because that's where we do all our messes in the kitchen, right? And this is so disgusting. There was grease everywhere. There's little crumbs. It was really nasty, and I hope you're going to find it satisfying of the outcome that this is going to have. So I'm going to start off by getting rid of any loose crumbs, and I'm going to use this Easy Off oven spray, and you spray it on and you let that sit for an hour and 15 minutes is what the bottle says, or you can leave it overnight, but I didn't have time to leave it overnight. I wanted to get this done today. So I'm going to get this all sprayed and shut the oven door and leave it in there for 1 hour. And while that's sitting, I'm going to work on the racks. So I started off by spraying this with Dawn dish soap, and this was actually a DIY Dawn dish soap, so the real deal might have worked better, but I did my own version because I was trying to repurpose the bottle. So this didn't work very well. This wasn't my favorite way of cleaning. It wasn't doing a whole lot. So I'm going to I'm going to use the pink stuff, the pink little paste, and that actually did really well. This was my favorite cleaner on these racks. I also did try spraying the Easy Off on this later on, but it didn't do very well. The pink stuff worked the best. I just want to add that any sponges or brushes that I use on these really nasty areas, and especially the floor, I am getting rid of those. So I'm not going to be washing any dishes or anything with these nasty sponges after doing a dirty job. So don't worry, I'm not using the same sponge to wash dishes later on. This is where I had sprayed the Easy Off outside on these racks, and so I was just rinsing them off, but it didn't it didn't do a whole lot. The pink stuff took off most of the stuff, and here is what it looks like all cleaned, and I did the best I could. And we are back inside. It's been an hour and 15 minutes, and now it's time to wipe the grease off of the walls of this oven. And isn't that satisfying? Look how much came off. My rag was so filthy. Our oven light wasn't working, so I'm using this little flashlight so you can see a little better what I'm doing. But look how satisfying that is. That easy off did a really well job. Everything was just melting off, and it was super easy to wipe down. And I learned this trick from Go Clean Co. If you follow her on Instagram, you probably have learned or heard this trick too before. But she says that the stuck-on stuff in the oven is in layers, so if it doesn't come off the first time, spray it again, let it sit again, and it'll come off in layers. So I planned on doing that, but first I wanted to try the pink stuff on some of these little stuck-on areas, and so whatever didn't come off with that, I sprayed it again with the Easy Off and let it sit again. But honestly, that second round didn't do a whole lot. So if I were to do this again, I would skip that step. I would just scrub it with the pink stuff and call it good. And now I am going to take everything off of the top of the stove. I had all my most used spices up there, and I am going to clean the hood vent. And I'm using Mr. Clean here. I'm using it straight up. I'm not diluting it. I sprayed it on and scrubbed off all the stuck-on grease. This took a little bit of elbow grease also. And you guys, I am so glad I don't use these heavy chemical cleaners all the time. Like once a year is good enough for me. It was so strong, but you know, sometimes we got to use the strong cleaners to get the job done.
Is this what it feels like when your heart is aching, when it bleeds? If it's over, just say it out loud. Say those words, go ahead, just shout it out. Just be honest, be a man right now. Say it's over, if it's over. Do you remember when we went to Paris in July? Got stuck out in the rain, but we danced around and didn't mind it. So young and reckless, baby, you and I fit just like a glove, but I guess that's over now. We've been laying here since 4 a.m. and you haven't said a word to me. Silent treatment, is this what it feels like when your heart is aching, when it bleeds? If it's over, just...
So the oven has been sitting with that second round of the Easy Off, and I am starting to wipe it down. And like I said, the second time not a whole lot changed. So I got this little scraper, and these little stuck on grease stains were coming off super easy with the scraper. I was being very gentle, now not to scratch the glass, but they were coming off very easily.
Just be honest, be a man right now. Say it's over, if it's over. We've been laying here since 4 a.m. Silent treatment, is this what it feels like? If it's over, just say it out loud. Say those words, go ahead, just shout it out. Just be honest, be a man right now.
Now that the oven is all shiny and clean, we're moving on to the next task, and I'm going to take everything down from the top of the pantry and the fridge, and I'm going to give that a good vacuum, a good wipe down, check for anything that's expired or needs to be refilled. There were a couple of containers that had nothing in them, so I'm going to wash those, and we are going to give this all a good wipe down.
You as you drive, do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on, I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here?
So you know how the tops of your cabinets and the top of the fridge get that sticky grease on it with dust stuck on? So I learned this trick from Go Clean Co. also, is to line the tops of your cabinets and the top of your fridge with like paper towels, or it could be just scratch papers that you don't need anymore. Today I'm going to use parchment paper and line it. That way next time around you're not going to have to scrub a whole lot. You just have to replace that paper towel or whatever it is that you're using instead of having to scrub really hard.
But feeling, I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever?
All right, it's time for the cabinets. These are definitely one of those places that don't get cleaned as often as they should, but not today. We're going to take everything out, wipe every surface, every single shelf. Everything is going to be wiped down. We're going to declutter as we go. So let's get started with the upper cabinets.
This moment, can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever.
I don't even know what the sticky stuff was up here because I never put food up here, so it couldn't have spilled. I don't know what it is, but it was sticky, greasy looking stuff, so we're gonna clean that up and make sure that doesn't happen again.
I used to think I had plenty of dreams and light in my life. Still my glass was half empty, but you came along and showed me how to love without limits, to have a good time. My glass was always half empty, but now you're in my life. We're far away from the city lights, so small under the night sky. It's just us two, but I don't mind. You could never wear me out. Even after all of these years, you still look at me with the same love. It's just us two, but I don't
You guys, this expiration date was January of 2014. That's more than 10 years ago. I don't know how that's been in my kitchen this long because I have moved several times since then. I don't know how I packed that baking powder around and brought it with me everywhere I've lived. It's funny. And I'm curious, what was the oldest date you have found an expiration date in your kitchen?
Now my life's an adventure, and you're the reason why. We're far away from the city lights, so small under the night sky. It's just us two, but I don't mind. You could never wear me out, even after all of these years.
These clear containers came in so handy. I did not have them in my cabinets before, but I had them like in other places in my house. So I went around and I collected all of the ones I could find in the house, and I actually ended up ordering some more clear containers, but they came in very useful. I put like all the little things in them, which is obvious. You know, everyone does that, but I don't know why I've never done that before, but that made everything so much better.
We're far away from the city lights, so small under the night sky. It's just us two, but I don't mind. You could never wear me out, even after all of these years. You still look at me with the same love. It's just us two, but I don't mind. You could never wear me out. You could never wear me out. You could never wear me I feel good, like I'm walking on sunshine, and there's nothing that can bring me down.
If you guys are still here 18 minutes into my 36-minute video, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here. It means so much that you would come and watch me. But I hope you're getting motivated also to clean your house and make it sparkling and beautiful.
If you can see, you can rise above it. So when life is life and trouble's troubling, issues pile up, remember, my friend, that God is greater than our problems. When it feels like you can't make it through, just find your gratitude. Just find your gratitude. Just find your gratitude. Mercies are new with every sunrise. There's so many ways to count your blessings. Yeah. In Him we move and breathe and have our being. If you're alive, He's keeping you safe. Take it from me, a perfect life is fake. But perfect peace, it can be achieved through grace. Rise up.
Okay, we are done with all the upper cabinets and I'm moving on to the drawers. And a little reminder, or I don't know if this is a trick or if this is obvious and it's common sense, but it's easiest to work like one thing at a time. Like I've done things before where I'll take out everything in my kitchen and then it's super overwhelming and I don't want to continue. But if you do like one drawer at a time, one cabinet at a time, you know, you vacuumed it, you wiped it down and put everything back in, you don't have to deal with a big mess. And that's kind of honestly what kept me going with this kitchen cleanup. It didn't feel super overwhelming because I was just doing one cabinet at a time. So one cabinet at a time, you can have a perfectly clean kitchen too.
Life is life and trouble is troubling. Issues pile up. Remember, my friend, that God is greater than our problems. When it feels like you can't make it through, find your gratitude. Find your gratitude. Find your gratitude.
This tiny vacuum that I'm using right here is actually a little Temu purchase. It was super cheap and I like to use it in the kitchen, so I don't use it anywhere else. That's kind of gross. But for little jobs like this, like I like to use this vacuum. It does a decent job and that way it's just dedicated for the kitchen. I left the spice cabinet for the end because I wasn't sure where I wanted to keep my spices. If you saw me trying to put like those little picture frames in the two drawers, I saw this trick on Pinterest or somewhere where they use those to create like a little shelf for your spices, and I tried to make it work and it didn't work in either drawer. It wasn't saving me any space. I would have to have a lot more space for all my spices. I realize I have a lot. Maybe that's an issue. I'm not sure. But I like my food to be flavorful, so I've got a lot of different spices. But anyway, I ended up putting the spices back where they were in the beginning anyway. So that's why I left this cabinet to the end, because I wasn't sure where I was going to end up putting all my spices. This is totally random and completely off topic to what I'm doing, but I'm just curious. Do you guys like to go to the chiropractor? I went yesterday because I wanted to get my ear popped. I've been having issues with my ear, and I saw a video where this doctor popped someone's ear and it instantly unclogged and like started draining properly. And so I was at the chiropractor yesterday and he like popped my ear, and while he was doing that, he adjusted my jaw because I never realized my jaw was crooked. So that was interesting. And today I'm like trying to, not open my mouth real big. Not that I'm not supposed to, but like you're kind of sore and stuff. But I'm curious, like, do you guys like to go to the chiropractor and get adjusted? So I had a whole box of stuff I decided to donate. There was like a whole bunch of cups that we didn't need, and like a vase and a little container and some other little things like extra spatulas and stuff I had duplicates of. So I put that all in a box and it's in the garage, and now I'm just throwing away all the things that I decluttered, stuff that were empty or expired. So I'm gonna throw it all away and start cleaning the counters. While decluttering, I actually emptied out a whole entire drawer, and I was thinking of putting spices in here. I saw this idea at, I don't know, somewhere online, to use like these picture frames from Dollar Tree as like a spice rack thing, but it didn't really work out, and so I decided against it. But I've got this whole drawer empty, so I think I'm just gonna store like Ziploc bags and parchment paper and stuff like that in here because I didn't have a good spot for them. So I think I'm gonna put them in here.
Up the fight, if only just for a bit. There's a new day to leave behind your troubles. There's a new day, and it will set you free. There's a new day to get you through your struggles. I will always think of you and me.
Now onto the lower cabinets. These tend to collect all the heavy-duty items, so I have the pots and pans in here, and honestly, a ton of random junk. So we're going to clean it all out, and remember while you're cleaning to just declutter anything you haven't used in a long time. Maybe it's time to get rid of it. I've shared before that I have a hard time getting rid of stuff. So one of the things I like to do is I put it in the garage, and in 6 months, if I have never went out there to look for it or need it or use it, then it's time to get rid of it for good. So if you have a space like that, maybe a basement or somewhere where like you're not cluttering another space, it's not really in your way, maybe try that trick and see if that helps you declutter. And I find that I hardly ever need the stuff that I was trying to get rid of. So that's kind of my method.
There's a new day, and it will restore us. There will be new ways. This is not the end.
At this point, each cabinet was kind of getting repetitive, so I kind of stopped recording after this next cabinet. I'm just going to show you what it looks like right now, and that's kind of the end of that. And trust me, I did finish all the cabinets, but now we are going to move the fridge. My husband's moving that so that I can sweep and mop the back of it, actually vacuum and mop the back of it. And it wasn't too bad, but you know, it had some broken magnets back there. Somehow they got back there. So I'm going to pick those up and vacuum and mop this area. But wait until you see the back of the stove. That is really disgusting. This one's not too bad. You guys, this was so nasty, but I'm so glad we got this done. And now I have a clean area, and I know it's clean back there. And that little spot you see on the cabinet, it looks like it's wet or moldy or something. I don't know what that is. We're renting this place, so it's been there all the time. It's not wet or anything, and it didn't look like anything we needed to treat. So I'm just doing whatever I can here. So I'm going to vacuum up what I can, and then I'm going to get this Mr. Green again and scrub the floors as best as I can. And look at this transformation when I start mopping. It is night and day here. It's so much better than it was. Now that all the dirty work is done, I'm just giving all the countertops one more wipe down, and then I will vacuum the floors and mop them. And I'm going to use my spin mop this time. I do like to use the wet and dry vacuum mop most days, but for the spring cleaning purposes, I wanted to get a really good scrub down. So I'm going to use my spin mop today, and that is going to be the end of our spring clean in the kitchen. And just a quick reminder, don't let your kitchen get so bad. Like, don't just clean once a year and wait to declutter during the spring. You can do that throughout the year, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe that's once a week, maybe that's once a month, or once every couple months. And just get rid of things as you go. If you see something you don't need, get rid of it, and you don't have to wait for springtime to do all the decluttering. And that's going to be all for today's spring cleaning vlog. I hope you enjoyed watching me tackle this kitchen deep clean. I know it was a lot. I hope you're feeling motivated to tackle your own kitchen. And if you enjoyed this deep cleaning session, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more cleaning tips, hacks, and motivation. And if you have any tips for me, I'm always ready to listen. Because, I don't know everything either, and I need some tips sometimes too. So thanks for being here and watching me today, and I hope I will see you in the next video. Bye.